Buttered kneecaps on a Sunday, buttered kneecaps on a Sunday, buttered kneecaps on a Sunday. Y'all can see I made a community post right here. I'm trying to answer some questions. I want to make some videos on these said topics. Y'all can see them, right? You can really not even see it. Let me move this. So you can see I made a community post. I'm asking, what can I help y'all with? Basically, I want to help y'all the best I can. So basically, I asked you guys, what's something you wish you knew more about as a producer? And it can be anything from like industry, music theory, rhythm shit, sound selection, sound design, whatever the case may be. I just want to be able to help y'all and provide clarity or like guidance and a direction. Hopefully just help y'all with whatever topic you need help with as a producer. So my boy Zay said the music industry. I want you guys to clarify, you know what I'm saying? Some of you just said like music industry, music theory. Like what about these things do you need help with? What do you have questions about? Just feel free to either comment that down below on this video. But I'm going to go ahead and try to help the people I can that were like a bit more specific. So Simon, shout out to you. You're number one because you were a bit more specific on the topic. So bro says sound selection is definitely what I'm working on now, along with trying to use the least amount of sounds to get the most of a point across. So low-key, the cheat code that I learned is adding a saturator on like the things that you want to be a highlight. If you want to use less sounds and have your stuff sound more full, use saturators. And the ones that I would recommend that I got put onto was the HG42. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Wait, HG2 by Black Box. And then they have another one. Sorry, I don't know why that shit did that. They also have another one. I think it's like a HG2MS. You just want to find saturators. There's also other ones. I'm trying to remember. I can just open my shit up and try to open it. Where is it at, bro? I know I got it, don't I? No way I only have it on my other computer. It's the Fugger Jones. Those VSTs. I'm going to put it on the screen. They have a saturator that I've been using a lot. I think that might be what you're looking for, is a saturator, just because the saturator basically brings out the, and sorry if I butcher this, but it brings out like the transients and the frequencies that aren't being shined on the most, so it makes things sound fuller. And you can basically get away with using less sounds by like putting a saturator on the sounds you're using, and it'll make it sound more full. It brings out like those transients that are kind of hidden and just brings it a bit more to the forefront, and it just makes it sound way more full. So you got a lot of people are asking for music theory stuff. I just know how to build chords. I know a couple scales, and that's really all you need to know as a producer. You don't have to know every single scale. You can always transpose things. And learning like how to build chords is literally just math. It's just like different number intervals, and I can get more specific on that. But like, let me know specifically what y'all need help with in music theory, and I can try my best to address that. And I can definitely bring on people that are way more experienced than I am in music theory, because in my humble opinion, music theory is one of the more mundane things about producing. This shit kind of boring, man. It's just numbers, really. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I like the mystery. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely noticed the benefits though of like, if you know music theory really well, then you don't have to, especially on days where you're feeling beat blocked, you don't have to suffer. You can kind of just fall back on the knowledge that you have and then still end up making something fire without having to like struggle through shit. I'm not saying it's gonna solve all of your motivational issues, but Big T, mixing. I would love to figure out how to manage stereo spacing transients. I wish I took the time to learn music theory too. So another music theory thing, and then how to manage stereo spacing. I'm gonna be honest, if you're just a producer, you really don't know how to, you don't need to know how to do that, unless this means like some other shit. Let me see. Seems like using widening plugins is probably not the move. I could see why, potentially. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but I don't think it matters as much as like the importance you might place on it. Most of you producers, you guys really don't need to worry about this shit. I promise you. Like, leave that to the engineers. But if you want to be an engineer as well, then sure, I guess it might be a bit important if you really want to get advanced. But it looks like from what I'm seeing, I'm not the most informed on how to manage stereo spacing and transients in that nature. But it seems to me that people are saying using plugins that spread your sounds are not usually as good. It's better of a skill to just learn how to pan things and fit them in the mix that way, make room in that sense. You're going to run into the thing of like, people are going to tell you different things. Engineers are going to have different opinions. Everyone hears things differently. Everyone has different expectations and standards for like what they're going to want their final product of any project to sound like. Big T, I hope you can get back to me on that. I really want to help you on that, and I'll do more research for sure for the next video. How to get paid. There's a million ways to get paid. You can work with artists independently, like just DMing them and try to make sales that way. You can go in people's Discord servers, including mine, and you can just go in there and go to like their Send Loops channel, send fire loops, and then put your BeatStars username, put your IG, tell them that it's a 50-50 split. A lot of people do that. I'll even pull up one for an example just so you can see an exact format, because I do indeed know that there's money to be made that way. Pretty sure Kavi and a bunch of other people have talked about like how their supporters and how even themselves made money doing things like that. Like collaborating is going to be one of the biggest ways for you to get paid. I'm not gonna lie, if you think you're gonna get paid from like songs releasing, you gotta either have money for a legal team and know an entertainment lawyer, or you're just gonna have to kind of hope that they pay you. I'm not gonna lie, like labels have been known to be weird in that way. They, you know what I'm saying, they don't pay you on time. I've been paid on time maybe like 2 or 3 songs out of my whole catalog. But look, exactly like this. I don't want to leak Brody's number, but well, I mean, it's not even leaking because he got it there himself. But see how they put split 50-50. They put their Instagram. They put their BeatStars. They sent a few samples. You just do that. You feel me? Everybody's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Even this guy has like an option of like a little bit. He's willing to give a bit of leverage to whoever's using it, so that way they can make a bit more, and he can probably just work with more niggas, get more opportunities, foot in the door with more producers. And I think it's smart. You know what I'm saying? Like even this guy has different options. All you got to do is put your BeatStars, put that you're okay with 50-50, send labs back, whoop whoop whoop, and you can even type the style like Brody did. Just be organized and do this in everybody's server, and I'm sure people are going to use it. They'll get back to you. You'll end up making money eventually from that. How to get producer credits. What I just said is probably a decent way. I don't know how many industry producers are really like looking at people's discords for samples and things of that nature, but what I can tell you is that like for getting producer credits, it's going to be a lot of building your resume. You got to look at it like a resume. I'm not going to lie. Like you got to get stuff on your belt. You got to either like just start posting on Instagram, like reels showcasing your stuff. Like I know everybody's doing that, but you just got to be able to stand out. And I feel like if you're not standing out, then you haven't been doing it long enough consistently, and you just haven't given yourself enough time to like get that exposure, or your stuff just isn't like good enough yet, to be honest. And the competition is tough out there, but all it really takes is one person reaching out to you and be like, yo, your shit's fire, let's lock in. You send them some shit, and then they could send it to their connects. Like one person, you got to look at it like, if for every one person that you connect with, they know motherfuckers that you can connect with as well. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So you just got to keep trying till something sticks. That's how it was for me. Like my DMs were dead. My industry connections were dead. My networking was dead. And I was trying. I was DMing 10, 20 people probably every other day, every few days, trying to just send shit. But while I was doing that, I wasn't just praying that like somebody's going to answer and be like, oh yeah, send me shit. Which occasionally people did answer and told me to send shit, but while I was doing that, I was posting type beats on YouTube. I was also posting tutorials. I'm building things on the side, so it's like when people find me, I have like that credibility. Like people ended up finding me from YouTube, from my YouTube tutorials, from my type beats, both ends of the spectrum, and being like, yo, I fuck with your shit, let's work on some shit. And then eventually one thing landed, and then that just snowballed. Like the connections from that one person who fucked with my shit reached out to me and was like, yo, see what you did with Brody, let's work. And then you see how it can kind of snowball. If you can keep just building stuff up, keep your stuff organized, so that way even stuff you made from years ago that you believe in, that sounds good to you, that you truly think can still be used, and it'll stand the test of time, then you can always send that shit out to them too. You really just got to start somewhere. I'm not going to lie. Like you really just got to keep shooting in the dark and building your catalog at the same time. Post your stuff places so people can see it. It's really that simple, and somebody's going to notice you eventually if your stuff is fire. I believe that everybody can make something crazy. I think everyone could make something timeless. I think it's about how fast you progress, how fast you learn, how much fun you're having, and then how often you give yourself the opportunity to just have a great idea, honestly, and execute on that. So yeah, that's really how you're gonna get credits. It's gonna be a lot of shooting in the dark and building a catalog at the same time. How to collect royalties. You're gonna have to go through like BMI. I can do a little registering video type of deal with that. But basically what you're gonna do is go like through BMI or some type of royalty, and basically what you'll do, not body mass index, bro, fuck. But basically what you're gonna do is you'll go on like BMI and stuff like that. You'll register, woo woo woo. They'll give you a BMI number, And then when you get a placement, usually the label is the one asking for your BMI number. You're just going to give them the BMI number. They going to like set it up. They'll register the song. Boom. You'll be attached as like somebody who contributed to the song. And then depending on like the percentages and stuff you agreed on, you'll receive that quarterly through this account. You'll have to like obviously link up your bank account or like whatever payment system they use. Pretty sure it's a bank account. But yeah. How split sheets work. See, that's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie, because I think it gets a little complicated. I'm not sure about all the numbers, and I don't want to lie to you. There's a lot of variables that matter, like how many people's on a track, how much this nigga wants versus how much this nigga wants. Because like you got to think about it. Like I'm pretty sure 50% of it go to the artist or something like that. So then everybody else who worked with it got a split. I don't fucking know. It's just like a division of 100%. It's gonna go split between everybody that worked on the jump, that like actually contributed. I don't know all the specifics, man. I don't know how to tell you the exact numbers, and I don't know how to tell you these many points mean you get this much percent. I don't know all that shit. I don't think that's like the important. I mean, it is important because that's your bread, right? But like, as long as you're like as long as you're not getting fucking hoed and you're getting like 1 or less than 1% of some shit, then like, bro, just take that and motherfucking move on. You can start charging more the more placements you get. You could start like negotiating more percent depending on how much work you contributed to the shit after you have some like work under your belt. Don't expect that if your first song that you get with a bigger artist, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna have any leverage. You don't have any previous work to show these motherfuckers that like you're him and that you have leverage, aka like power in the situation to negotiate. You're probably just gonna have to take whatever you get in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Until you start building that category or that catalog, then at that point, that's probably when you can start negotiating like, oh, they're talking about giving me 5%. Nah, I want 7.5. Oh, they're talking about giving me 7.5 on the on like another placement. Nah, I want 10%. You have to remember that the more percentage you're asking for, the more percentage somebody else is usually giving up. So do with that what you will. I wouldn't be selfish. I would maintain connections. That's why, and even in the past, I've been willing to take like smaller percentages just to make like things easier for people, because there's a lot of shady shit. There's a lot of like people don't want to pay you for shit. There's a lot of people that like try to keep you out of deals, out of contracts, out of even being credited. So it's gonna be a lot of shady shit. I'm not sure exactly how this all works, but you can go. I know my boy from Split Mind, he be talking about that shit. So I'm pretty sure he made a video. Okay, yeah. So my boy Half. Boom. So he exactly perfect. So my boy, he really be making some clutch ass videos. I would watch Producer Agreements Explained, because he probably goes through an example of actual paperwork. I'm sure all of these videos are good. I've seen some of them as myself, but even in this one, he explains how pub percentage works and what 3 points means and blah blah blah, and like how to get paid about in that way, and how to the truth about publishing deals and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? He's literally answering your question in this video. So make sure you go check that shit out, man. Shout out to Have. He's a legend. But yeah, let me see what that last person said. What? Cringe. Let me see what that last person said. Which someone would critique. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm about to stream. But yeah, comment some more specific questions and I will gladly answer them to the best of my ability. Love y'all. I will catch y'all on the next one. Cock and balls. And we will... The more specific with the questions that you get, the better, because the better I can answer them or not answer them, but I can at least refer you to somebody who can answer them for you. Be a bit more specific than just saying music theory or music industry. Like, what about the music industry? Is it like networking? Is it like making beats that will actually get into industry? Is it like maintain a good reputation? How do I choose what samples to send for this opportunity? How do I choose what blah blah blah? How do I, you know what I'm saying? Be way more specific. Hopefully this helps somebody. I'm excited to continue to help you guys, so feel free to comment down below. Like I said, like the video, man. We're trying to help as many people as possible, and that will help push the video out. Sorry I'm shirtless and it's a little intimate in this motherfucker, but you just gonna have to deal with that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, hopefully this helps somebody. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.